Hello and welcome to the fourth lesson of Sketchup. In this lesson we're going to use the rectangle tools, maybe the circle tools, but we're also going to look at a few new tools which we haven't used before to make our objects a bit more interesting. For this lesson I'm going to maybe create one or two different objects to give you some ideas about the things you can create. But first of all, we're going to create something that we all like to create, and that's a house. Maybe we'll leave this lady here this time and we'll make her a house. So the first thing we need to do is create a base. So I'm going to click on my rectangle tool and I'm going to make sure that my house isn't too big, and I'm going to make it out so she's outside the house like this. So next we're going to use the push pull tool, lift it up. And here we have our cuboid again. It's a little bit too wide, so I'm going to click on this side and shrink it a bit. I'm happy with that, that looks better. Now I'm going to put a roof on to this building. There's a couple of ways of putting a roof on, but I'm going to show you what I think is the easiest way. Okay, so if you zoom out to the top of the roof, and we're going to use our pencil tool or a line tool for the first time. So click on the line tool and then move it to where you think the middle of your cuboid is. And if you follow the line, you see it snaps, or it moves to a place on the corner. It turns green and it says it's on the end point. If we move it on the edge, it's red, and watch what happens when it gets near the middle. It snaps and it says it's in the midpoint. So at that point I'm going to click my pencil and I'm going to move it down all the way. I think if I move this, black means it's not straight, blue means it's nearly there, and the green means it's perfectly straight. And you see I have the blue dot at the end that says midpoint, so I'm going to click again. Now I'm going to orbit round, zoom in a bit. Again, I'm using my mouse for all of these functions. If you don't use your mouse, it's a little bit trickier, but you can still use all these tools here. Now I've got this line, we need to move it up, so we're going to look at a new tool, which is the arrows here, and it's the move tool. So we're going to click on this and we're going to move it around. Make sure that it's actually selecting the line you just created. So if I move over, you see the line turns blue. I'm going to click, left click, and lift up, and there we go. We've created a roof for our lovely house. Okay, we're going to very quickly create a door, and maybe I'll create a door on the side. So click on rectangle tool, draw where you want the door, undo, and you can use your push pull tool to move it in a little bit to give you like a door frame, and then you can right click, see where it's shaded, here the whole building shaded, here the door shaded, right click and go erase, and there you can see we've now got a door into our house. The same is for windows, so you can draw a rectangle, you can use the push pull tool to move it in just a little bit to make it look nicer, right click, erase. Now we're going to very quickly add some textures to our building. Textures are things like bricks or roof, or maybe wood colouring, any kind of different materials we might use. To do that, we're going to click on the paint bucket tool, and this brings up materials. Here you can choose the different types of materials, so you can see carpets, textiles, fencing. I'm just going to select brick and cladding, choose the dark brick, and I'm going to click where I want it to go. So move around, I want this to be brick, this to be brick, left click, that to be brick. And I might have a wooden roof, and there we go. I've had a go at creating my first house and using the textures to colour it in. Now you can have a go at making your own house using different textures. See if you can make another interesting object. Okay, off you go and enjoy.